according to the
Constitution
Constitution
of this state,
of the state,
to exercise the duties
exercise the duties
of the office to which I have been appointed,
of the office which I have been appointed,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
and I will, to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve,
and preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend the Constitution
and defend the Constitution
of this state
of this state
and of the United States.
and of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Sorry, mate.
Congratulations, Gerald.
Thank you. Good night.
Okay, Donnie.
Just straight when you go in, go down to the
Now,
end.
you got somebody gonna hold the Bible for you, or we just need somebody to?
You need to hold it, Don?
Yeah, I'll do it.
I need you to place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I am duly
I
qualified,
am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties
to exercise the duties
of the office to which I have been appointed,
of the office to which I have been appointed.
and I will, to the best of my ability,
I will, to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and to preserve,
and to preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend the Constitution
and defend the Constitution
of this state
of this state
and of the United States.
and of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, honey.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, Tony. Here.
And we got one more bee coming up, hadn't we? Ma'am?
He's just so bossy.
Here,
Listen,
would you take a picture?
She probably just be on the left.
Okay, get on the other side, so. I don't want to find it. Yes, I know.
Just kinda need you to repeat after me, okay? I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I am duly
that
qualified,
I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties
to exercise the duties
of the office to which I have been appointed,
to the office at which I have been appointed,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
and I will, to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve,
and preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of this state
of this state
and of the United
and
States.
of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, to you, Miss Mayor.
Thank you.
That's it.
You little black lady.
That's it. Let me bribe the judge.
I don't think you know, but that's I'm gonna let y'all continue.
Hey, how are you?
I don't know if y'all actually have to sign the deed first. I'm trying to find that out, wrote you know. If I can bring it out.
Oh, yeah, I looked on the portal.
I think they usually do that.
So, you wouldn't do that tomorrow.
Well, actually it would. I'll take these and get notarized if I went to the clerk's office.
Because I'm taking him to the bank around, I think we're going between 11 and 12.
Stop by here. I'll talk to the clerk.
Big billboard. That's it. I'll get a reaction.
Which been,
Yes, ma'am. And I want to again congratulate everybody. I know people at Lockhart appreciate you. I know I do. They don't realize probably exactly what y'all do and what you've done in the past. I personally do appreciate it. So, congratulations.
Love all over it. I know it, I didn't get her out here.
You gotta take this home.
Corruption already.
Okay, now I'm gonna call the meeting to order. Welcome, everybody. So, we're going to have a prayer and a pledge allegiance to the flag. Donnie?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, you bless Mark. Thank you, Lord, for this that we are about to accomplish tonight, Lord, in having our meeting. Thank you, Lord, for your blessings and all that you've done for us. Bless this town, bless each and every official here and all that are gathered. Thank you for all that you've done for us, Lord. We ask it in the name of Jesus. God bless America. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, at this time, I want Shannon to have the roll call. So just our name.
Donnie Adams,
Yep.
Wanda Sting. Here. Thomas. Here. Earl Smallwood.
Present.
Connie.
Here.
Mary.
So we're all here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna ask the council to read the minutes from the last meeting. Okay, has everybody read the minutes? Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes?
Make my.
Okay, Mallory made the first motion and Wanda second. All approved? And they're all approved. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is have the second reading of the ordinance for Spectrum. And we've already read it, so it's just competitive cable service, and under any superseding federal law are specifically reserved. This ordinance shall be effective from the date of final reading and adoption. So, do I hear a motion that we accept the second reading?
I make the motion.
Do I see a second?
Yeah.
Okay, Mallory, made the motion, we accept this ordinance, and Gerald Smalley seconded. And so now we'll just sign it, and then we can get it mailed. And then you can put the date for our first reading, second reading, and then, have that sent, make a copy and have, we'll put one in our ordinance book and one sent to Spectrum. Okay, and Rita Powell is going to be here, but she had a meeting at 5 o'clock, she's going to speak. So I told her we would just go on, and when she got here, we would let her speak. So in the meantime, we're going to do, Gerald is going to give us an update on the bridge.
Okay.
Okay. If you can't hear him, I'll move the microphone over there.
Okay, the bridge demo on the underpass on Lockhart Drive is gonna be, they started on April 5th, but really, they started a little bit on it today, doing stuff, moving dirt out and stuff like that. It says they're ahead of schedule, they on schedule of the bridge, and waiting on the guys to come in and do the bridge, the other bridge, to do the holes and stuff. And they taking dirt off the underpass, and, when this underpass is ready, they're gonna take, dirt off and haul it off somewhere. There's a new part they paved. And, then they're gonna start demoing the big bridge. But the only reason they haven't started on demoing the big bridge yet, cause AT&T has got them behind it. They're waiting on AT&T to move lines, and AT&T ain't got to move lines yet. He said they're on schedule, they're about right on schedule. And right now they're only working 4 days a week. He said if they have to work 5 days, they'll skip. Some of them volunteer on Fridays. If they have to mandate it, they will. But other than that, that's about it.
Well, I'm gonna have Gerald give an update on the bridge every month until, it gets finished, because a lot of people don't understand what's happening. So I thought this would be good too. Since he's watched it from the beginning, I thought it would be good for him to report. Is there any questions you have for him? Mallory?
I just, where, right in the middle where those black areas are, what are they doing there? Where it kinda looks like it's uneven at the top, where they're putting those black strips of like asphalt in between where the bridge makes, you know what I'm talking about?
It's supposed to be, you talking about on the new bridge?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be smooth, because if you ride across, especially if I ride across on my golf cart, you can tell that it's really bumpy. Some asphalt's starting to come up. He said today that they're gonna have to repave that again and fix that better.
Oh, okay, all right, I was just.
So that has come to his attention.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay.
Anything else?
Is there a date for the opening?
The contract is up in 3 years and it'll be about this time next year. So, by this time next year, you talking about only for all of it to be done? Yeah, it's probably 10, 11 months their contract will be up. Cause the contract was just for 3 years. And, they working, started, it's third you now.
Mike, I was looking on the computer today and they had a date, nothing in concrete, but right around March of 2020. Right about that time.
Yep,
But it's being used now.
Uh,
it's in the paper today.
Yeah, here's a picture, it is being used, and here's a picture, I'll pass it around and then we let Mike see it.
We
It
don't
shows the
read
tires
papers.
now. You don't read papers?
We report by
You're just a
ourselves.
reader now.
Right there.
What do you want?
I just needed a pen.
Oh, yeah.
Here, Tracy.
Another thing, I got a phone call, speaking of the bridge, from Wes Spencer. And he told me that this was his company that's doing the bridge. They closed the walking trail. And people have been asking me about the walking trail, but they had to close it because he said they have to put water and sewer lines in. And then they're going to blast the old bridge. And so it's not safe for, to use the walking trail. He did say they have to make a special road though, so that the power company can get to their hydro plant. And, so I asked him how long that was gonna be, and he said about a year. That's what he said. So probably while they're doing these underpasses, the water and the sewage, and then getting rid of the old bridge, that's, how they're gonna keep it closed. And I asked him, I said, well, can they go down to the right, like go to the powerhouse on the new road, and then go under the bridge? And he said, no.
Then they got that closed.
So, we have something new that we can't use. Okay, now we're going to have a financial report from Shannon.
I'm gonna have to forgive me, my voice isn't all great.
And she's gonna read it out loud so everybody can hear them.
Okay, I'm gonna start at the top.
You need to get closer.
Okay. Alright, this is the bills that were paid for the month of February. Lockhart Power, if you look over on the end totals, that's the ones I'm gonna read. $1,399.70. AT&T, we paid $117.83. Water, we moved from the general account to our water revenue account, $2,814. Brown Creek Water, $6,267.80. True Vista, $152.27. Charter, $79.99. Easy Waste Management, which is garbage pickup, $3,465. Tessie, our water treatment plant, $9,702. Lockhart One Stop, $42.98. Dollar General, $38.99. Tri-County Maintenance, $950. Core and Main, $184.26. Rogers and Calcott, $245.30. IRS, $601.71, with a total of $26,061.83, which was paid out for the month of February.
Any
Any
questions?
questions?
Okay. All right, thanks, Shannon. While we're still waiting for Angelina, let's vote for Mayor Pro Tem. And the papers are in the center, and we'll pass them around. And we will put a name on that we want for Mayor Pro Tem for, 2 years. Okay, we'll have Shannon count them.
Name them out as a.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, we have one vote for Donnie Adams. One vote for Gerald Smallwood. 2 votes for Gerald Smallwood. 3 votes for Gerald Smallwood. And 4 votes for Gerald Smallwood.
So, do I hear a motion that we accept Gerald Smallwood as Mayor Pro Tem?
I make a
Yeah,
motion.
4 votes.
I
Donnie,
second it.
Donnie made the first vote, Mallory seconded. All in favor? Okay. Gerald Smallwood, you are now Mayor Pro Tem. So now I'll be absent for the rest of the year. Okay, we're still waiting for Ann. So while we're waiting, I want to read what was in the county news about the school. Starting next year, full-time retirees of Union County School District may work in the district without actually being employed by the district. Okay. I'm gonna get down to the school, which goes to trustees heard requests from 2 people concerning former school buildings. Carolyn Sanders Cleveland asked that the district give her Sims Junior High School building so she can convert it to Performing Arts Academy. David Stewart, director of Jacob's Well Mission Home in Lockhart, asked that the district give Lockhart School to his organization so it can relocate there from the Old Hope Hospital. Okay, I'm gonna go down to, well, let me read about Cleveland. So Cleveland is a 1969 Sims High School graduate who said she had a vision on Performing Arts Academy when she was a student at Cohen Street School. She is a music educator who has been teaching for 38 years. Cleveland said she wants to offer year-round programming at the academy, including after-school and summer programs. Her students would perform musicals and dramas. She said she wants to teach students how to work together and excel, not compete. Her staff would be comprised of retired teachers and performers, and she would also invite visiting artists to perform. Responding to a question from board chair Dr. Wanda All, Cleveland said she was asking the school district give her the building. It's not being used for anything. If not, what will you do with it? Trustee Betty Jo McMorris asked Cleveland if she had consulted with Sims alumni about her plans for the building, not formally, but socially. Trustee Manning Jeter said the school district could not give the building to Cleveland. It belongs to the people. By the law, it has to be owned by governmental entity, a nonprofit organization also already established. Jeter noted that the Jonesville School property has certain stipulations attached to its use, as does Lockhart School. Similar stipulations would also apply to Sims. Stewart told trustees that he had been on a supernatural journey for 5 years, which led him to Lockhart in Jacob's Well. Stewart and his family moved into Jacob's Well because we saw a need and wanted to develop it into something bigger. Every month, Jacob's Well holds a clothing and food distribution along with a 20-minute devotional, Stewart said. The facility also holds an open house so community members can visit and see what it does. Lockhart is struggling. It's a bad place that needs restoration. Jacob's Well is a ministry of faith, Stewart said. We want to see Lockhart back to the place it was many years ago. We believe it can get there. We believe that the people actually want it there. Stewart asked trustees to let this group use the building for a year. Give it to it for a year, see what happens, see what we can do. Jacob's Well could serve more people with a larger building. We think that with the Lockhart School, we can open it up to more people. We have to do more than a food pantry and a clothing center. There's a solution to the problem. It's not going to fix the problem. What's going to fix the problem is relationships and being able to pour into people. The purpose of ministry is to help others, Stewart said. I'd rather be a ministry that has to grow into something than one that grows out of something. The worst thing you can ever say it as a ministry is, I can't help you. Trustee Mike Cohen asked Stewart how his group planned to take care of building and grounds. Stewart said they would seek partnerships with churches, such as a $25 a month donation. Jacob's Well is a nonprofit and has applied for a 501c3 status, which is useful for seeking financial assistance. Geer suggested that trustees discuss both buildings' requests in executive session and then refer them to the board's attorney. I say again, we can't give property away. There is to be stipulations. Trustees met in executive session for nearly 2 hours, but took no action on the request after returning open session. That was in the paper, and the part I didn't like, really, is that it's a bad place that needs restoration. But anyway, that, I just read it, but, if Andrina shows up, that's what she's going to talk about. But I just wanted to read it. I'll be taking that. Turn it off?
On.
It is.
Oh,
It's on.
something. All right, I'll give you some hearing aids.
You have some at home.
No, no.
I'll let you know. So anyway, Andrina's not here yet. So while we're waiting for Andrina, the meeting is not adjourned. Would you guys like cake and refreshments are in the kitchen? We're still waiting for Andrina.
There's, are you aware of the school board meeting last night?
Yes. So Tracy, do you want to talk about the school board meeting last night?
I wasn't there, but yeah.
About,
But you were placed on the committee.
Oh, no.
you were supposed to be there.
I had no idea, but anyway, Daddy calls me at school, you know you're on this committee, I guess he heard you on the radio.
Oh,
I don't know,
sorry.
but anyway, I had sent, Dr. Roach an email, because I know we can't, like, go in the buildings like we used to, at the school building. But anyway, I just sent him an email and told him that there was a lot of things that belong to Lockhart people. Still trophies, memorabilia, pictures, all kinds of stuff, banners still on the walls. And they needed to be put in a place where Lockhart people could see them. And I said that nobody cares about any of that stuff in the building but Lockhart people who earned that, you know, all the trophies and stuff. And so he said, I agree, but anyway, it ended up, they were gonna form a committee. I had talked to Mike, and he said that he and Roach had already talked prior to that. And then the next thing I know, I guess they voted and
To go ahead
to
and
go
form the
ahead and
committee,
form a committee,
which
okay?
would be more, a couple of other
Right,
people. Mike Massey was also.
yes, and Mike and I have to meet with Dr. Roach within the next few days to get a committee together. And I just told Mike, I said that it's just not those trophies that you see when you're going into the school building. There's a lot of stuff in the old shop where the band, you know, instruments were, there's pictures, there's things down there that we need to get out. There, you know, like the rugs, and stuff like that, that we don't, you know, we don't need to be left in there, that it just doesn't. And I had talked with Wanda and suggested, and I had even talked with Dr. Roach and Mike about possibly putting some of the things here. I don't know if somebody would like to volunteer to build something, you know, where we could showcase instead of just leaving it in there, because whoever takes the building over, they're just gonna throw it away. And I know that our old state championship banners, you know, they replaced the old ones at the high school now and got new ones. They're just sitting in a storage place at the high school, and I kinda emailed Dr. Roach back about that. And basically, with that committee, we're gonna do a complete walkthrough of the whole school, get everything that doesn't belong to the school district, and talk about where we're gonna put it. So,
You got a real push coming from one school board member. I don't want to call any names, but his initials are Trump Jeter. And, he wants it all to go to Union County High School.
I don't agree with that. I mean, they have our state championship trophies. You know, I don't understand what more they need. you know what I mean? But that's just me personally.
That's what the
I don't know
committee's
what
gonna
leeway
recommend.
or leverage they're gonna give us, but, you know, me, my blood still is the devil, and I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that everything that is ours will be somewhere where we can, all the people can come see it. And my first choice was here, I mean, because
And
there's no
we've got-
place else,
Well, we have places we can make.
you know,
it work.
and so, I don't know, but it's kinda.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had no idea. I was gonna go last night for other reasons, but that wasn't the reason, cause I didn't know that they were gonna even bring that forward. But if, you know, later on, if you guys have any suggestions, or, because this was the only place that I knew that would harvest, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
That
and we
could, and people could come.
We can build shelves, and I mean, we've got.
And another
places to
suggestion
put 'em.
that I think I was talking about, and I just happened to see her in Dollar General, was, I don't think it needs to be allowed to where people could just open it up and touch. Because, you know, people might go in and say, well, this is what I deserve because I work for it. I think it needs to be under lock and key,
Right.
where people can't just come in and take those in, so maybe we can, I'll just go be ornament that we can never get a hold of in there, so. But anyway, I apologize for not being here for the past 2 meetings. I coach a club volleyball team, and we were like practicing almost every time that y'all guys had a meeting. But Lord's willing, I'll be here every Tuesday. But I have my number, if you guys need anything, listen, Frank Hart knows that I will ring his phone off and book him. If there's something that you need, something that's not going on, something that he promised to fix or try to help out, you let me know, and I'll be more glad to call him, go see him, do whatever. Because some of y'all who know me knows that I'm gonna do what's right, and this is my town. But anyway, my cell phone number, if you need it, is 864, oh, you got mine, 426-3522. Text, call, I'll do it, because I'm good at the late anyway. But if you need me, I'll meet you back and call.
All right. Yes, yes, Mother.
So right down here, you read it, and it said, trustee Manny Jeter said the school district could not give the building to Cleveland. It belongs to the people. By law, it has to be owned by a government entity, a non-profit organization already established. But Jacob's Well